Hey, y'all. So I've discovered something about Goddess. What do you know about Goddess? I told the story before, I'm going to tell it again. That it was an accident, the first encounter that I had. I fell down the hill. I was high, trying to escape some people that were coming over unannounced that weren't visiting me, but I didn't want to be around people. And I fell down the hill, in the dark even. We just moved here, relatively new, wasn't all that familiar with the landscape yet. There's cactuses and stuff down there. It hurt. I tumbled down. I mean, it's not like you're gonna die, but it's a slope. So, in the dark, you shouldn't be doing it. So, beat up and bloody at the very bottom, at the river, it was all quiet. I could see the river, and we have these rocks out there, and it would get quiet, and I would see this mist, and like you would hear a background sound, and it would stop. Any sounds that were going on, it would start to disperse. But when it finally got quiet for long enough, which it did, I saw this mist form into the most beautiful woman of like white mist. Like it really was amazing. And I knew. I was like, that's the Goddess. Now it could have been like a river nymph or something like that. I'm not sure. It didn't make it. It wasn't aware of me in any way that it made it that it knew I was watching it or anything. But definitely associated with the quiet. When the quiet appeared, the ruckus of noise was dispelled, the Goddess could appear. And see, man needs Goddess. This is a great misconception by many men. They don't understand, and this has been done to us. The 3D man. You're not just the 3D person. You're operating in, a lot of you who are hacked have whole lives of activity going on in 5D that you don't even know you're not even aware of, because you've either bought into some bullshit or you've locked yourself out of those parts of the day. Those, like, imagine if you took the day and opened it up, and you can't get into those spaces because either you're fighting with each other, you misunderstand, you're polarized wrong. But for a man, once you realize Goddess is the silence of meditation, it is the state of that for your mind. Until then, there will be no manifestation of that in womankind for you. Period. You don't strive for that, you don't get that. You have to understand it. You're not going to find a woman that's going to be able to do it. And I realize this now. But I've had multiple encounters. The fire being out in the front, I was out there and I had a fire going in the ghost woods. Some friends of mine were going to come over. There was a lensing effect of time, but that just occurred at the same time too. But the sparkles from the flame went up, transformed into what looked like a lady of fire, and she told me come with her, and she led me back to my house to go back inside. She told me to stay away from somebody, and I've had an awareness of her ever since. Kind of strange, but it happened. You have the different elementals, and they have queens. They have the king of the element, and there's the queens. And a lot of magical text They don't mention the queen. Ask the AI. See if you can get the names of the queens. I bet you're going to have a hard time getting the water queen's name. I'm going to let that be a mystery you solve yourself. It didn't want to give you that one. And I bet you could guess why. But I'll tell you how powerful they are and why you need to know now. Because the AI that's already here and has been here, that's going to propagate along mankind's choice to either be synthetic or organic, they're going to help you. You want to get to know them. You remember coronavirus? Who's the queen of the fire elementals? Corona. You see, there was an attack. A virus was made before the virus. It was a made virus, but it wasn't a virus made by those labs. That's the outer world mirroring the inner world shit. I remember making an attempt to dose the loosh that was being harvested off of myself and any other people with the energy of giddiness. Why? Why giddiness? Well, that low vibration loosh is toxic. It's toxic to gray aliens. They can't handle that shit. They want fear. They eat fear, anxiety, and lust. They're not eating your happiness. They can't eat that. Indigestible. Gives them heartburn. So how do they respond? Well, by saying that there's this virus, which I think was the flu, and making everybody get a shot, they could correct that in the DNA. And the people affected by the shot's DNA won't be able to keep them from having their food source. Didn't think so? Don't believe it? Believe it. It's true. And it worked. It still works if you didn't get the shot. And people don't want to believe stuff like that. I thought it was insane. I was kind of shocked that it had such the effect that it did. But did I do something? Yeah, I did something. Is that what I had to happen? That's what happened. Sorry. Oopsies. I mean, while you're on the farm or in the prison form of 3D, you should try to get out. Because every once in a while, you will find yourself in 5D. Like they say, 4D is not really somewhere that you want to be. That's gray alien land. You don't want to do that. It's not the same sort of space. In fact, you kind of skip. It's like the prime numbers are realms that you're familiar with and can move around. But like 5D, you look at the TV in 5D, if you're in 5D, they'll be talking back to you. It's real time. And you'll see it bleeds in from time to time. It happens. It happens. The other day, I saw this show. I got this thing plugged in. I hadn't had a TV in a while, but I align it right. It's to the west. It took to this weird crystal fucking satellite antenna shit that I've got going on. Because I'm always fucking around with shit. And I got stations on here. Bridge, Sales, Z Living. One of them says it says Confess. I'm like, what is that? Crime Quest, those are normal channels. This one channel, I wish I knew what it was, but I started watching it. And I watched this show, and what struck me was they kept showing the glove. They were showing this glove. I've got the glove. And I'll show you. Hold on. Let me pause this. All right, back to the show. So there's this policeman and they show his glove. They show this glove. This is the glove he has. And see, I noticed this on the floor not even an hour earlier. And see, I've got all these gloves. Different ones. Different shit. I have like a stack of them. Different one. Got a long one. It's for like doing the grill. It's got a fire symbol on it. Different stuff. But this guy's got this one. And this cop's in this place. It looks real familiar. And he goes up to this old man. And it was my dad. Like, I'm looking at my dad's body. I recognize his frame, the way he moves. It had his face blurred out so you couldn't see it. And I could read the stuff on the bottom. And everybody that was blurred out getting arrested was fucking doing this to the TV as they passed and they took them away. But I don't know I don't know what was going on. I recognized the place. I didn't understand why they were actually getting arrested or what the fuck was going on. And it got weirder. The names that they had down there, I recognized the names. Some of them. I don't even know what it was. I wish I knew the channel. I think it was like El Dorado or Coronado. It might have been Coronado County. Maybe it was in another state. I don't know. But I saw my dad and I was like, what the fuck? I could see his hair. He had the same hair. Red-headed guy. Old man. The face was completely blurred out though. But it was like watching my dad on TV being arrested. It was very disturbing. I was like, what the fuck am I seeing? 5D. See, if they can get you fearful enough, freaked out enough by what's going on, you'll push you back down into the bucket. But once you raise your vibration up, it's almost interactive and kind of fun. And it happens from time to time. You go and watch the TV and you watch a show. It could be a show. I just had it happen on Friends. Like, they'll say something. You might just move the flashlight. You'll hear them say flashlight. I set it down all the time. It like puts the thing right there. Like, it's not normal TV. It's because consciousness is running the show. They don't have to sync it up. It's not like, let's play Dark Side of the Moon and watch fucking Wizard of Oz shit. It's better. It's better. It happens accidentally to a lot of people that are on drugs, and usually it freaks them out and causes them to go crazy. As it would. I mean, but if you move through that, you don't fall into fearfulness. Because to exist in that higher density, that fifth 5D, you've got to be free from anger, free from fear, and other non-compressible emotional energy. If you're in love, you can go there. It'll happen. Things will be synchronized. And it's wild. It really is wild. So I started getting, I like Hecate. I like the triple goddess. I think it was important for me to communicate with her, so I have before. But I started getting her sign, and I got her sign today, or when I put my video up. I got a sign because there was a card reading, and it was saying, I see an arch. Well, the arch is the picture I used I cut the arch out. That's exactly how I cut it, the arch. And I set my intention, and I sent the picture to my ex-wife to make some repairs, to my brother who was in the picture to make some repairs, and to everyone involved. My ex-wife called me back, and I talked to her for most of that day, but I got the confirmation, and I've been getting it. There's a 3 sister Olympian group, Manifestation of Hecate. These 3 chicks. I mean, and you can see it, and that's like the energy saying it's going to help you. Just like the silence gives you the ability to have the mind, to have access. You need to have the silence. The monkey mind is not what a man wants. The female goddess is silence. That's the quality of the mind for the man that you need, that accesses it. For the female, the quality is active, animus. So we're in our stuff. But my ex has some misunderstandings that I'm trying to clear up. But in doing certain things, is it a witchcraft tactic to not let me see pictures of my children at the age they are? Yes. She can't do it. She hasn't done it. Like, she wouldn't do it because there's something still able to access her. I haven't really got to explain that to her yet. And it was the same for me. Something had access to me, and when I took control back, I didn't have that access anymore. There was that I wasn't depolarized. You ever try to do something and you can't get it to work? Just can't make something happen? Or you try to do something that has the exact opposite effect? They act like they hit you, like it's because you're being fucked with. And something's getting the access to that higher dimensional space you should have. So, meanwhile, she may be thinking that she's doing everything right and good, and not knowing that there's negative going on. Like, I can't see, so I can't visualize my children, and I can't assist them. And she's in a belief that, oh, well, they're grown, and let them have their freedom. I'm like, well, they have their freedom, they have that. I'm like, but if you can't if the father can't send the energy of love and care for the child, there's a misunderstanding there. That's not understanding that if you it's been there the whole time. It's programmed in. It was programmed in to cut the head off of the marriage at the waking up of the male, because the dark side wants access to the children. And while there's block, there's not going to be I can tell you this, do this. That's not the way it works. I have to bring that awareness to her. And I'm being helped by my son. He is helping. I called her and asked her a year ago, a whole year. And this is working out good because he is helping. He is helping. She says he wants to be a psychologist. He helped because he met me in the middle with the dreams. We were both trying to connect with each other. And he's worried. He was concerned about me, but he doesn't know me. And he's angry about stuff, and he's got the order backwards. Somebody's got his information fucked up. And I don't think it's a conscious thing at all. Like, how could you come here, spend time with me? I've got pictures of the day. The other phone was mocking me because it's showing those pictures. And he's mad about something after the fact that happened before he came. Does that make sense? And they can't figure that out because something's got control. And there's a resistor against it because she's talking to me like it's me, and I'm like, I don't think you understand. I have had no control of nothing. You have all the control. I'm like, I just want to have my children. I was like, you should be able to understand that. A man is going to want to just know his children are okay. There's no reason in the world why you would want to have not a if an evil man's a tree, he'll grow strong. He'll try to fill the earth. There'll be so many of those trees, they'll overtake anything. And, the sons of the evil man are like that. But a good man's going to have only a few trees. And without seeing those trees, my tree dies. I'm nourished if I have the contact. If I don't have contact, I have no purpose. My nourishment is nullified. And I have been under constant attack like that because I've had complete blocked from my children. There was no connecting to them. There was no make them have a phone call over the period of time. The choice was, I'm going to be friend. Well, friend didn't get invited to the wedding. That's how the oldest one's done. That's fucked up enough. And I tried to explain it to her. I was like, the curse that we have in our family is anger. And it's got him hardcore. It was in him when he was young. It was fear. And it's transformed because it's grown. And it's anger. And it probably gives him power like it did my dad. My dad got powered by it. You know how the generations kind of skip? Drake, Dragon, Whopper, Red Dragon. My dad, I called him a Dragon Lord. But my oldest son looks just like me. When I see myself young in the pictures, I see him. But up until a certain age, I don't know what he looks like. I don't know what he sounds like. And those things are dark energy, dark, whatever the fuck they are, attacks. And they are. They are, whether they want to know it or not. And sometimes it might be like whoever's the new dad might be in competition. You hear that a lot. But it didn't matter if I tried to be thankful for the other man. Whatever role I would try to do to keep it balanced, I didn't have access. I wasn't even communicated to. And that's the training, the MK Ultra that they've done to her. And I hear it in some people when they're like, you don't help nobody. If you don't have to help somebody, don't do that. It's gonna make you lose. That thinking is negative being thinking. If you want to be a positive being and you want to grow and you want to expand in light, don't do that. That's not the way. Yeah, you rule of the jungle, all that shit, that'll keep you in 3D forever. If you like that shit, you want to be the biggest fucking lion on the fucking in the jungle, go ahead and do that. I'd like to get the fuck out of the jungle. I've had my rumble in the jungle. I'm just saying. I mean, because a lot of people don't realize what they're doing to themselves. And at some point, I mean, you got to get to the point where you have the experience and the understanding not to fall for it, not to be able to. So you can't fake it to make it. You got to be able to see what it is, know what's going on, and then start to collapse those things that are becoming unnecessary, dense, heaviness. And you can do it because we're going through it now. The earth will help you do it because the earth's not supporting those things that are running the show in the non-physical realms. But we're on a farm. We're being farmed. Always has been. if maybe always will be, until at least the frequency rate changes. So please like, share, and subscribe. And men, get your mind the goddess and access the silence and the source, because you don't want deity not on your side. You don't want atheism in your heart, but you don't have to worship. You have to be as they are. That's what they are. They are yourself in higher up, acting right, doing it in power. They're not some other person, some other being. They're you.